Hi, it's Stephanie, and I want to talk about hydration for the Peachtree Road Race. Typically, Peachtree is at a very hot, humid day because it's the middle of the summer in Atlanta, and the biggest thing that I see happening with people is falling down the sides of the road, not from exertion or lack of training, but rather lack of hydration. And you got to remember, in terms of hydration, you have to hydrate 30 minutes in advance, especially if you're going to take in things like salts and electrolytes. What I typically do is I use either Ultragen, which is a product that will contain large amounts of carbohydrates mixed with salts and electrolytes and a little bit of protein. Or I'll use something like Gatorade Endurance, which is going to be regular Gatorade, but it's going to have the extra salt you're going to need in an environment that's very humid and hot. You're going to want to practice this technique long in advance. So probably a month or two in advance of Peachtree, you're going to start trying to take this product in about 30 minutes prior to running. After you've run 30 minutes, you want to start doing the sipping method, where you go back, take a couple of sips, and if you're having longer workouts, you may go through 36 ounces of this stuff during your workout, especially if you're training for a marathon, a half marathon. But for something like Peachtree, which is a 10K, you're only going to consume it before the start of the race. And about 30 minutes before the start of the race, you're going to drink a certain portion, maybe 10 ounces. And then right before the race, you're going to continue the sipping method up until the time that you start the race. But you've got to practice it in advance, because if your body's not prepared for the substance, you can end up throwing up on the side of the road, you can end up getting sick to your stomach, any number of things. But it's the same as eating Oreos before you run. Your body has got to be prepared for that substance. You've got to be prepared for taking it in. Now, unlike Oreos, you're going to digest it almost immediately. It's just almost straight glucose. So it's going to go right into your bloodstream, and it's going to be available for you with ready-made energy that you can use right away at the start of the race, and all the electrolytes and salts that you're going to need as you start to lose some of that during the run. Now, the other thing is, about 2 weeks before the race, you're going to want to start over-consuming in water. You're going to want to, even when you're not thirsty, you're going to want to carry a water bottle so that all of your cells are kind of overstuffed with water going into the race. It's almost an overhydration, or an kind of overdoing it in terms of a water intake. At that point, you've saturated your body. So by the time you go into the race, your cells are used to carrying the extra water, your body's very well hydrated, and you are very well prepared to take on a 30-minute effort of that in that capacity.